Okay, so here's what we're doing. What I've learned is that meal prepping is a really, really good way to stay on track with nutrition and hit targets. And first step for meal prepping is going to be having a plan to contribute to that meal prepping, right? So here's what we're going to do, because the big issue for a lot of people is getting started with meal planning. So instead of sitting down with pen and paper and thinking just stringently about what we want to include in the next couple of weeks, we're just going to brainstorm and do what's called a brain dump, okay? So that's going to involve thinking of foods that we like, writing them down on sticky notes, and then sticking them all over the table.
Okay, sticking them like in a circle?
And it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But tell me something that you like to eat.
Okay, I love to eat Tokyo. You mean like healthy foods?
Well, let's be more specific. I'm going to start, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to give an example of a protein, which one of my favorite meats that we eat is chuck roast. Okay, so I'm just going to jot it down really quickly on the pink paper. Pink for protein. That was totally an accident, right? Okay, so chuck roast. Now, Mommy.
I like to eat asparagus.
Asparagus. All right, asparagus is a carbohydrate. Okay. It's green, so we're going to put it on here, okay?
Okay.
So one of the things I like to do is use a different color for different types of foods, protein sources, carbohydrate sources. Emma, what's something that you like?
That we make the day.
What's like a meat that you like that we cook here?
Or anything.
Or anything else?
You like?
Well, I do like the carrots that you make me that I'll save like one.
Okay, now what is a carrot? Is a carrot a vegetable or a meat?
Yeah, it is a vegetable.
It's a vegetable. Okay, so we're going to do that. And you like it when I make it shaped like a wand, right?
Yeah.
Like from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another vegetable. Okay, now I'm going to go. I really like to make chicken casserole.
Okay, I love your
You love chicken casserole, right? Even when I make it the healthy way, right?
No.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
not the healthy way.
All right, Mommy's
I
turn.
like salmon.
Salmon. We like salmon.
I love salmon too.
Especially if we can make a stuffed salmon that's still healthy. All right, Emma, what would you like to add? What's something you like?
That's healthy?
Anything. Because even if it's not healthy, I can probably make it healthy, right?
Yeah.
That's
Mac
okay.
and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Okay, now how do we categorize mac and cheese? Because it's got vegetable products, right?
Yeah, and it's also yellow.
Yeah, it's.
So why don't you use that?
Should I use now this?
Yeah.
I'm reserving this color for snacks, okay? But mac and cheese I'm gonna put on here because the way I make it healthy is using vegetables. Now it also includes some dairy, right? Because the cheese is dairy, so that's a fat source. So I have the blue for fat sources, but since they kind of go with some vegetable products and with some animal products, we really don't need a third color, do we? So I'm gonna leave that aside. All right, something else. It's my turn. Let's see. I really like to make roasted pork, like in the Vietnamese meal, right?
I love that meal.
You love that meal. Now we could also think about the other things that go with that. So what? Oh man, I put it on the wrong color. Pink for protein. What's something that goes with our Vietnamese meal?
Cucumbers.
Okay. And is that a vegetable?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Okay, so
and it also
cucumber.
comes with that peanut butter sauce.
Right, yes it does. Now let's think about what we can do to make that a little bit healthier. Now that's a sauce. I'm gonna use blue for things like condiments, okay? So we have a nut butter / plum sauce that we make with that.
And you know it was really healthy for me to eat breakfast today?
What?
Here, that fruit stash.
Fruit stash? You
You
had a mountain of fruit, didn't you? A fruit platter, right? So let's
why don't
see.
you write that down?
I'm gonna put the roasted pork and the cucumber and the sauce together. What other vegetables go with that meal? We have cucumber. We usually do some shredded carrots, right?
Yes.
Right. So
Carrots over there.
But that's right. We do have that, but we might want to use that later. So I'm going to do specifically shredded carrots here. And we usually have greens with that too. So it's something like a spring mix, or
spinach.
we could do spinach or kale, but I think the spring mix is nice because it has that arugula.
Yeah.
I think I pronounced that correct.
Sausage soup and the chicken noodle soup was pretty good.
Yeah, okay, so we could do a soup. Let's see. That would include sausage, or you can make it with chicken. We could do turkey sausage, chicken sausage, so we'll add that. I missed him again. That's funny, isn't it? So the cool thing about what we're doing here is that it is a family activity, and it's a good way for you to learn and for this little guy to learn about planning and thinking about how you plan foods, right? So that's a form of metacognition, thinking about how you think. We're not just going to the grocery store and buying stuff because it's what we want. Because if you do that when you're hungry, you end up getting what?
More than you need.
More than you need and the wrong things, right? So we're putting some thought into it. Now let's think of other stuff. What are some other side dishes? Because we're missing some side dishes.
Well,
We like mac and cheese, mashed
Got all
potatoes.
Okay, so potato
Sweet
mash.
broccoli.
Yeah, broccoli's a good one. We do broccoli a lot. Now potato mash, we don't want white potatoes, but we can do sweet potatoes or white sweet potatoes. Let's see, broccoli. You like the white sweet potatoes, don't you? They have a really good flavor. I think even better than regular white potatoes. Okay, we do broccoli a lot, the potato mash, asparagus, carrot, mac and cheese. What else? So we do butternut squash a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in the video, I'm going to say that's not disgusting.
Well, you're on video right now.
So
Did you know that?
Yeah, but that's not disgusting.
It's not disgusting. Something else we have a lot is Brussels sprouts. And you like that. When they're cut in half and roasted in the pan, yes you do.
No.
Don't even pretend.
Mommy doesn't either, and that's okay.
But we have them, and they're nutritious, and they're delicious. Anything else we can think of?
Well, first, before you start again, can I tell you something?
No, because we're focused. What's some other sides that we have? Thinking.
Green beans.
Green beans. Yeah, we do green beans a lot.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now let's do this. We could keep going like this, and if we were planning for a couple of weeks, I would want to keep going. But let's just focus on what we're going to do this week. Now, we're going to categorize or sort of organize this into, we'll do snacks later. Let's sort this into meals. For example, we've already got one meal where we've got our roasted pork, we've got our vegetables, cucumber, carrots, and spring mix. Okay, so now we have got 5 complete meals. So if we have one of each of these for dinner, then we would have leftovers for several lunches as well, especially if we make plenty of food.
Can I say something?
Hang on just a second. So now what we'd want to do with this is condense this or extrapolate this into a grocery list. Just a simple list based on what we know we're going to need for these. Think about the quantities that we need.
Okay.
And then we go shopping only for this stuff and whatever snacks we add in
Okay.
during our conversation. What's up?
What I was gonna say is, like, what are we gonna do for breakfast?
So breakfast at our house is usually a rotation of a few similar things.
That's a great question.
That we always, yeah, what's a good
Yeah,
question? That we always keep on hand. One of those things is eggs. Right? We
Yeah.
keep eggs and egg whites on hand all the time, and we'll use those to make things like homemade pancakes, and we'll have fruit on the side. So that's something we could add in if we were thinking about things like snacks, which is really good that you brought up. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and cut it off there, right? Because we're just trying to get people started with getting started in their meal planning ideas and that kind of thing. Right? Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
Yes, but can I don't want the camera here because something about my food.
Okay. All right, give me a high five and we'll turn it off. Good job. Can you give Mommy a high five?